Hey, welcome everybody. So today I have a very special guest with us here today. My client Bill from the Fit Body program, who's lost 42.4 pounds in 42.2 pounds in under 3 months. So Bill, thank you so much for taking some time here and joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Ursula. It's a pleasure to be here to talk to you, to talk about your marvelous program.
Great. And by the way, for everyone watching, for each comment that you leave, we will be donating $5 to the Alzheimer's Association in memory for Bill's father. And for each share that this video receives, we will be donating $10. And there is no limit to the amount of comments or shares that you can leave. So Bill, why don't we get started this way? First off, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone and just give a little bit of background about who you are, what you do, and what the connection is in terms of the Alzheimer's Association as well.
Okay, so my name is Bill Kelly. My real life job is I'm a social work director in a nursing home out in Coney Island. I've been at the nursing home for just about 34 years, dealing with the residents there. I really enjoy it. My other vocation and job is I'm a deacon for the Diocese of Brooklyn. I work at St. Athanasius Church out in Brooklyn on Bay Parkway. And both jobs just give me so much excitement and so much to give back to the community. The reason I chose Alzheimer's is my father, also named William Kelly, died back in 2002 when he had Alzheimer's. And one thing that is sad to see is how your parent slowly dies while still being around you. So when people said to me when he was gone, "We're sorry for your loss," the person who died wasn't my father because he had no memory of who I was, knew my mom, but that's about it. So it's a very sad disease. I see it in my nursing home with so many people. We have a retired New York City detective who has no idea who she is or who her children are. So it's a very sad and debilitating disease.
Thank you for sharing that, Bill. And I'm sorry to hear about your father. Okay. And just shifting gears into our work together, why don't you share with everyone how we kind of connected and where you were before the program?
Okay. Well, being a Facebook junkie, I was on Facebook reading updates on many of the friends I have. And I saw that Deacon Kevin McCormack, who's been part of the program, posted that he had lost, I think about time was about 20 pounds or so within 2 months. And I know that Mac had struggled with weight loss as I have. So I gave him a call and I said, "What did you do? How did this happen?" And he gave me Ursula's name. We had a couple of conversations. We talked about the struggles that I've had over the years. And I thought that this was the right time to be able to begin this journey to get back to the real me and to be good to myself and to actually work on weight loss.
I love that. And where would you say you were before the program in terms of what you've tried and what the biggest frustration around a sustainable approach in losing weight was for you?
Well, listen, over many years, I've tried all types of different programs. I did try Weight Watchers probably 2 or 3 times. It did work for the time being, but I guess, once I got to that number of losing 20 or 25 pounds and saying, "Oh, you did a good job," I easily kind of fell off the wagon. I tried on more than one occasion juicing. Okay, just out there, guys, juicing is not a miracle. It seems nice. You can lose a lot of weight in a short period of time, but once you go back eating real food again, guess what? The pounds pop back on again. It's not a real solution. So, there are things that you think gonna happen, and I will tell you, as I mentioned earlier, I'm at my job for 34 years. In that 34-year period of time, I probably put on 70 pounds over 30 years. And here I am, as Ursula mentioned earlier, in less than 3 months, I am down over 40 pounds, which to me, I believe is a miracle. But, it is a very smart program. It's a very simple program. And it's something that is easy to do.
Right. Yeah, and congratulations, by the way, on your weight loss. I believe you're my most successful transformation story. I've had several people lose 40 pounds in 90 days. Never over that. So you're actually my most successful transformation story so far.
Well, thank you. And the other thing that has happened is, and we talk about, do you cheat on weekends? And, we've talked about the word cheating is an incorrect term to utilize. I mean, you talk about having, a reward meal or so. I mean, I went to a wedding this weekend. Did I enjoy the cocktail hour? Yes, I did. Did I eat the meals? Yes, I did. Because, as you've seen some videos, Ursula has shown people saying, oh, I've cheated. And I think cheating is a very negative connotation, because one's life is not depriving oneself of enjoying things. So I think you have to realize that there are smart and sensible ways of losing weight without having to say, oh, I'm on a diet now, I can't have a potato chip, or I can't have a piece of cake if I'm going to my grandchild's christening, that I'm only going to eat, a little bit of something. So, it's a matter of living your life and being true to yourself, and also not banging yourself on your head if, for example, you don't lose 3 pounds in 1 week and you only lose 1 pound. The fact that you lost 1 pound is still a positive direction to go. So
absolutely. And what would you say like the biggest struggle was in the past in terms of the yo-yoing that you experienced?
Well, I think, first of all, part of the big problem was my diet was always without exercise. So it was nice to be able to, count points on Weight Watchers and limit oneself, but there was never a sustainable exercise program to say that, okay, I'm going to do something. And with the fit training, 30 minutes for 3 times a week is a very easy thing to do. And there are different things that can be done. I mean, one thing that I can't do is I can't sprint in place well, because I do have some arthritic knees, and my left knee was worse, which, by the way, has gotten significantly better because of the fact that I've lost the weight. So, it's something that helps. And I think the other thing that happens is, you get to that number and you start saying, oh, I can have that, that ice cream shake 2 times a week again now. And I could, sit home at night and snack. And the reality is, I don't even have a desire to do much snacking. What Ursula has suggested to eat as a food intake, I'm full. I don't feel hungry to say, oh, geez, I need to go home and snack on things. And when I do snack, I mean, one thing I do in the evening is I like fruit, and I have some extra fruit, and it's filling and it's helpful.
Right. And you mentioned that like anytime you'd get to the 20, 25 pound mark, this was a pattern. You'd always get comfortable and slip back. This time around, you blew right past that. What do you think helped you break past that plateau of like whenever you got down to like 225, for example, now you're down to like around 200 pounds as of last Friday, 201.4 to be exact. So what would you say now was the difference in terms of breaking past that 225 pound mark and not getting comfortable and going back to your old ways and habits and things like that?
Well, I think one of the important things actually is to have someone like you in my corner to be there, to talk to, talking to some of the other people who are part of the program. Deacon Mac and I talk a few different times, and we talk about how we're doing. I just saw him the week ago Sunday at the 9/11 Memorial Mass at Zavarian High School, and we were just talking about the sustainability of the program. Spoke to Father Bob Mucci last week to thank him for his inspiration. Another of Ursula's clients, who was a classmate of mine, who I've known since we both were in elementary school. And yes, about 10 or 15 years ago. Don't you laugh at me, Ursuline.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
Remember, you have 2 deacons and a priest who can come after you. So, I mean, seeing the sustainability and the fact that other people that I know who've struggled like me, have given the encouragement to know that that's a real thing. And one thing that Ursula said to me at the very beginning, what is your eventual goal? And right now, I don't even have a number to put. I mean, in different apps, I put a number down of what I want to think to get to. But at this point, I don't even want to put a number there because I'm afraid if I say, let's say 180, and I end up going to 170, I mean, what does that mean? So what I do is I live week by week. And every Friday when I do my weigh-in, I want to be able to see that my number has gone down 1, 2 pounds or whatever it is, and then it's moving on. So, I don't want to put a number to say, what are you getting to? Because then if I do say I want to get to, let's say 150, and I don't get to 150, does that mean I failed? No. So, at this point in time, any new number I see is an improvement for me.
I love that. That's actually a really pivotal principle in terms of weight loss success, mindset wise, just setting yourself up with milestones where you are building so much momentum. That's actually a great principle that I think is a really valuable thing for people to deploy in their own journey. And what would you say, like, the difference was with my program versus like Weight Watchers or juicing? Like, what would you say the difference was with my program versus those things?
Well, first of all, juicing is just that. You're juicing for 1 or 2 weeks straight and having zero solid food. Other than some of the juicing products not having the greatest taste in the world. But the reality is, whatever I have, I mean, right now, my lunch and dinner are sensible protein, carbohydrate, and a vegetable. I haven't had such a big breakfast in years. Okay. I tell people, my wife would say to me in the past, I'm giving you an egg for breakfast because you're overweight. And every morning, or most mornings, I have 2 whole eggs, 3 egg whites, and 2 ounces of vegetable. That is an enormous breakfast. Everyone I look at it and go, oh my God. It is just so much food to eat. But I do it. So, and the same thing with lunch and dinner. It's a sensible thing. And to think about how people think, oh, let's have cold cuts. And cold cuts are nice to have once in a while, but they eat cold all the time. You're having processed meat, probably on a sandwich or a hero. So you're not doing something that is I guess health wise. I mean, people talk about, they ask me, are you on a keto diet? Are you on a carb? I said, no, I'm not. I said, I'm on a sensible diet. I don't even know what the word means. I don't know what a keto diet is. I don't know what that means.
Well, I mean, I would imagine it's like low carb and you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, in terms of looking at it, I mean, you never said to me, Bill, you're on a X diet. You say to me, this is what I'm suggesting you're going to eat. And I've been doing it. It's simple to do, and it's not rocket science.
Right.
It's something that is very smart. And I look about it, and I look at some of the staff. As I said, I work at a nursing home, and many of my younger staff are nurses, and I see they come in eating like a lunch, like having a chicken and a rice and something. And I go, that's what's a smart thing. You have your protein, you have your rice or potato, and you have a vegetable, and it makes sense.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I get very the word is escaping me at the moment, but I guess anal. I get very anal when someone says diet. I'm like, no, it's not a diet. It's not a diet. Because there's a mindset behind diet. Like, there's a start date, there's an end date, right? As opposed to saying like, oh, this is just like a lifestyle. Like, speaking of, like, you celebrated your anniversary in New Orleans. You had, you go out to restaurants, you eat pasta. Like, this is a lifestyle change, if that makes sense.
And even the amazing thing, and you and I spoke about it. I mean, when I went to New Orleans, and actually it was not for my anniversary. We were friends. That's okay. My anniversary was earlier, but what did we? But
I'm sorry.
what we did was, and if anyone's been to New Orleans, the food there is fabulous. And I looked at certain things, but did I not have my creme brulee? Yes, I had my creme brulee. Did I not have a dessert? I did, and I said to Ursula, I'm concerned when I get on that scale. Am I going to look at a positive number on the scale as opposed to? And I ended up losing, what was it, about 1 or 1.2 pounds, and I went, that's amazing. To be able to do that. I mean, and the other thing that I also do, which is also not difficult, is I walk every day. I went out. I think even before I don't know, probably before I began, I don't remember when I did it. I have a Fitbit, and Fitbit says the number is 10,000 a day, and I go, 10,000 is a nice number. Okay, my number to average is 12,000 a day, and there are days that I do more. And in the days when I don't meet the goal, I feel like I haven't met the goal. But I believe it's between walking, it's between doing the fit training, it's between trying to watch what one eats, that makes this sustainable. And you're right, the word diet is the wrong word to use when we're talking about what I've been doing and what Ursula is doing for many different people. Because the term diet implies that at some point there's going to be an end to this. So when your diet ends, then what do you do? And what happens when your diet ends, which means, oh, good, that means I can go out and have, half pound of pasta and go out and have this and have that. You do it once a week, it's not a bad thing. You start making it your daily habit of doing that, and all of a sudden you start seeing the pounds slowly creep on. I mean, obviously, the weight I got to when I started with Ursula did not happen overnight. As I said, it was a 30-year journey that I started out at about in the 170s when I started the nursing home. And to me, that was a heavy weight back then. And I went up from the 170s to the 180s, hit 200, and it went higher and higher. And it happened so slowly, one does not realize it, except the fact you go out and buy new clothes.
Right. Yeah.
So, and one amazing thing that happened recently is I had to go do the reverse and try to get my clothes altered. And I actually had a pair of pants that I bought probably a year or two ago or so. It was taken in by 5 inches.
Wow, that's amazing.
And when I went to pick it up, guess what? They are now too big on me. Because since the work was done, I lost more weight. So now they are getting too big. So, it's an interesting journey to be on.
Right. Like I tell the other members, my job is not to take away your problems, it's to give you better problems.
Yes. And then the more ironic thing is about a year ago, I guess it was last summer, I threw out clothes. I thought I'd never be able to wear them again. I threw them out, and here I'm going, I don't have clothes to wear because I threw them away. I gave them away. So I said, I'll never get into these size 42 waist pants.
Right.
And right now, I think I probably need to even get something smaller than that.
Yeah. Good. Very good. And I wanted to make a point when you said diet, like not only does it imply a start and end date, but it also implies this restricting mentality where like, oh, that food is bad and this is off limits. And like, that's like another thing that I'm like huge on is like, nothing's off limits and like nothing is bad or good. You can have everything kind of thing. But what almost would you say stopped you, if anything, from taking the leap and investing in yourself and joining the program?
What stopped me from joining the program? Well, first, I didn't know the program existed before, number one.
Wait, what?
What stopped me before?
No. What almost stopped you from joining this program, if anything?
Actually, nothing, because from the time you and I spoke, everything sounded sounded good. And the one thing is, okay, one thing okay, so I will be 64 years old in about another month in November. So
Yeah.
by the way, yes, we are two Scorpios there, Ruslan, by the way. Okay.
Yes.
We are both
Yes.
Scorpios. Okay. So I will be 64 years old on November the 4th. And people always say, oh, when you get old, you can't lose weight because the older you get, it's harder for you to lose weight. And right now, I am living testimony that is totally not true because, and I don't know how it's happening, but, the pounds are melting away. And as I said, I'm not starving. I don't get to a point where they're going, oh, geez, I better go get something on the way home from work to fill the void because my lunch was too small. And even at one thing, I told Ursula, the fact of trying to do an afternoon snack, I mostly have stopped it because I used to forget to do it at work. My job was so busy. And even with that, I didn't feel the need for anything extra. And, and I was doing, quite well and, able to take care of myself. I have 5 grandchildren right now. 3 months ago, to get on the floor, my granddaughter was so much of more of a struggle to get down and up. Grandpa, get on the floor. And I go, oh my God, I got to go on the floor. How do I get back up again? And now it is a lot easier to do, so my plan is not to go anywhere yet. I figure I have at least 30 or 40 more years to live. So I may as well live them in a healthy fashion. I do see some of my nursing home residents who are overly obese, and I don't want to be like that when I get to be older. And they still look at all these scales that still tell me that I'm obese, and they want me to weigh like 135 pounds to make sure I'm skinny. And so that's the other thing. That BMI number is a very nice number to look at, but I don't know how realistic that is for someone to look at. For your goal to say, my BMI should be, and
it's mostly inaccurate yet.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is one needs to feel comfortable in themselves.
Yeah.
And I know, as I've said to people, my journey has just begun, and my journey is not over. It's likely, people, that in another few months or so, you may see me again looking like this.
No, hopefully not.
but definitely looking thinner than I am now, because I don't think this journey is over yet.
Yeah, I mean, we still have.
And I like, yep. And I like using the word journey. I use the word journey when I talk to families about raising children, because life is a journey with many different type of steps along the way. And, the journey ends when you finally are no longer breathing. So, so this is a journey that's going to be going on for many, many more years to go.
God willing. Absolutely. And what would you say, like, your favorite part of the program has been so far? Because, like, I know we still have quite a bit of time left together. But so far, what would you say your favorite part of the program has been?
Getting to see your face on a weekly basis.
Well, that doesn't always happen.
and realizing that my beard looks better than your beard.
That's not true either.
That's not true either. Look at this.
I'm totally kidding. Okay.
Okay. Listen. Okay, listen, I said, Ursula knows that I could not spend this time and be one of those, I'm going to be serious. We're going to discuss this program, and we're going to be very serious at all. And we're not going to, because life is not like that.
Right.
So, but I forgot the question now. What's the best part about this?
So far, what's your favorite part about the program?
Well, the favorite part. Well, I mean, the favorite part is being able to live my life, to eat healthy and to see myself getting healthier. I mean, do I enjoy exercising? It's become a way of life now. Would I want to change that? I think yes, because exercise is an important part of it. But I think the important thing is looking at the reality of life and realizing how important one is to oneself, and to know, I mean, it's nice to say, I'm doing this for my wife, or I'm doing this for my grandchildren, I'm doing it for my children. I'm doing this for me. And I've learned to, love myself more and to respect myself more, and to know, I mean, as much as it may sound corny, but that's the reality. I mean, one has to do all this for oneself. To do it for other people is nice, but one has to be able to learn to respect oneself, and to do that so that one is staying healthier and able to live one life to the fullest.
Absolutely. 100%. And in terms of like the weight loss that you experienced, obviously there was this external transformation. Would you say that there was an internal transformation that happened as well? You kind of hit on that a little bit now. But if so, what was it?
Yeah, well, I think it was a way to respect my body as a temple, and to know, that, one needs to take care of oneself. That one picture that I was able to find that I posted with my New York Mets t-shirt.
Oh my gosh.
Did I say that out loud? Your team's not going in any either way, so relax. We're both not going to the playoffs. All right. So, I'm not really always in pictures. When I saw that one picture and I had to stand into Erston, it was like, wait a second, that was me. That all that extra girth and width, and I said that, but I never saw myself like that. As much as I've been overweight, I never perceived myself as being overweight. In terms of, I guess, the way I carried myself. Was that a denial of who I really was? Possibly. But also the other thing, as I said earlier, is as you gain, 5 pounds here and 5 pounds there, and one goes from, 205 to 210 to 215 to 220, it's not like I went from 205 to 230 in a week. So, it was a slow process. And you look at it and you go, how did that even happen? How did that become like that? And so it is the journey to the upward journey was something that I guess I was denying happening. But this is a journey that I'm not denying, because it is positive. So many people, and as a matter of fact, my lovely pastor last Sunday, he was away most of the summer, and he saw me for the first time the other week, and he goes, I see the deacon. I asked if he was sick. I said, no, I'm not sick. I said, I've been I'm on a program to try to better myself. So people go, oh, are you sick? Okay. Losing weight does not mean one is sick. Yes, maybe for some people when they lose weight, it's because they are sick. I am not sick. I am quite healthy. I'm able to live my life. As a matter of fact, even though my orthopedist told me, do not genuflect at church, do not kneel down. Well, I'm able to genuflect at the tabernacle in church without pain. I don't kneel on a marble altar because it's not fun to kneel on, whether one is good or not, but I'm able to genuflect, get down on my right knee without having pain in either of my knees at all. So, I'm able to do things that I could not do 3 months ago.
That's amazing. And I mean, you also, like, from outside looking in, you look great in your photos. Even right now, like, it doesn't look like you've lost so much weight now that you're like super skinny or anything like that either. Like, you look good, and they're continuing, like you said, to better yourself. Yeah. And what would you say, like, you obviously you've lost this weight. What would you say one unexpected non-weight loss benefit was of the program so far?
A non-weight loss benefit? Well, I guess, I guess one is exercise. Okay. Because I'm sure the exercise is helping me lose weight, but the weight loss is helping me get a little bit more fit, and to help myself physically, and in those ways. I mean, I'm not sure what else, but I mean, that's one of the major things, is the fact, because I remember telling people, somebody is, oh, I belong to a gym. Oh, you do? When did you last go? I said, I went 3-4 years ago. I paid my membership. And actually, I outlived the membership. The gym I belonged to went bankrupt. It no longer exists. So I now have saved myself money because I don't pay the gym fees anymore because they closed. But, you know, I belong to the gym. I wouldn't give a membership because one day I'm going back to the gym. That day never happened. But, you know, I do have a stationary bike in the house, and the bike is being put to good use.
Absolutely. Very good. And what would you say to anybody that might be skeptical about me, the program, or on the fence about not even hiring me as a coach, but just having a coach in their corner? What would you say to them about investing in themselves and taking the leap and facing their fear?
Well, I mean, I think the one thing about having a coach is you have somebody to talk about your concerns, your issues, you know, the fear that, oh, I may not lose weight this week. You know, what do I do? How do I survive? And, you know, I think you need to have the reality of someone able to say, you know what, if you don't lose weight for 1 week, you will not die. And you need to just stay on there, because I think what happens with people, I know what happened with me probably in the past, is if I didn't have someone to go to, and I started going in a direction, I went, throw it out the window, forget about it. Let's go back to the old ways. You know, let's forget about, you know, staying on this journey. You know, I mean, listen, I mean, one of the bad things that happened to me earlier this year is my love for Haagen-Dazs ice cream and sitting there having it every single night. Okay. One does I need to have Haagen-Dazs ice cream every single night to make myself happy in life. You know, and one can have Haagen-Dazs ice cream, you know, once a week or every other week. And guess what? You will live and you will move on. But having a coach, you know, helps you know there's someone in your corner to give you encouragement, give you suggestions when you're thinking, okay, like when I went on vacation, I said, Ursula, I'm going on vacation. What do I do? You know, I can't sit there and cook for myself. You know, what do I do? And it's a matter of, you know, here, let's look what the menu can have and what you can have and what you shouldn't have. You know, because unfortunately, you know, restaurants for some reason don't believe in giving smart size menus. I mean, think about it. Think about it. If you go to a diner and you order food from a diner, how much food do they give you? They give you like enough food to last you maybe 3 to 4 meals.
Depending on the diner, maybe like a couple of meals, but
a couple of yeah, well, you know, but you think, yeah, you go there, you know, and they give you all this food. Or you go to other restaurants and they're giving you, you know, 3 or 4 chicken cutlets as part of your portion size, you know, and you eat it, and then afterwards you go, oh my God, I can't move. I ate so much food. And you need to realize that you don't need that much to sustain yourself. So, you know, and it's good to have someone to give you that advice and to be there, you know, in that corner for you, and then to have the other members who are around, you know, to be able to know people who are part of the program, to be able to talk to them and maybe share recipes and say, you know what, this is something that I discovered that is, you know, good to have, and it's smart, and it's something that's flavorful. You know, one doesn't have to sit there and go, well, I'm on a diet, so I'm going to have 2 pieces of grilled chicken and some plain old bland white rice and I'll have, some vegetables that I'm going to steam. You don't have to do that. You could actually put flavor into your food and eat food that tastes good.
I love that.
And because people think about, oh, I'm going to go on a diet, so that means that I am going to just have bland food. And I don't know what you're getting on your end, but I keep getting all these little things. And you know what? That guy, Deacon Kevin McCormick, he's popping up stuff. I don't know what he's writing, but he's written about 17 comments already, I think. So I think he's getting carried away to himself. So, but I see I don't know what you're getting on your end, but I keep getting these little things that I'm getting comments popping up. So,
I don't have my, I don't have my Facebook pulled up. I can't see who's commenting or anything right now, but let me go to it and see who's commenting. So yeah, we have Kevin McCormack here. Yeah. Kevin, thank you for tuning in. And we have David tuning in. So appreciate it, Dan. Thank you guys. Edward, appreciate you guys sharing this. So yeah, but that's that. So Bill, is there any last thoughts that you want to share with anybody that's in the program or anyone that's considering or anything at all that you think would be helpful? Any last thoughts at all?
Yeah. Well, listen, first of all, don't let his young age fool you over there. I mean, just because he is young, he is wise. So, you look at these, these young guys and this fit guy. I mean, he's showing off his muscles before the other day on but it's important to know that you need to be good to yourself and to find something that's going to give you guidance. The reality is, and Ursula says he likes quotations, and he lives on quotes. No man is an island. We don't live by ourselves. We don't live in our homes or our apartments all by ourselves. We don't not interact with people. So we need to have others around us to support us and to help us in that. And we need to have people who are positive with us, because for someone to say to you, oh, isn't that nice? You're losing weight now. Well, go back to your old ways and see what happens. Okay. You need to surround yourself with positive people who are going to support the journey, to, let you realize that the end is not at a definitive particular date, and, I am believing that this young man and I will be talking for years to come, and may not formally be in the program, whatever that means, but I'm sure, down the line, we will still be talking and journeying. Sometime I actually might meet him in flesh and see if it's a real person, because he may just be like some kind of a hologram. I don't know. I mean, I can't tell if he's real or not. So yes, he may be maybe one of those things, a computer generated, a CGI. Are you CGI or are you real? I don't know. This may be like CGI, like out of the Marvel movies. This may be like some new Marvel superhero that's coming out of here. So I don't know if he's real or not.
Well, there's no way to know. I could be fake. I could be a hologram.
Could be a hologram. That's right.
Well, Bill, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here and your time and your energy. And thank you all for joining us here today and for sharing and commenting. Again, for each comment that you leave, we're donating $5. For each share that this gets, we're donating $10 up to $1,000 to the Alzheimer's Association in memory for Bill's father. So thank you all for tuning in, joining us, and spending some time here with us today. And we appreciate you. And if you found this valuable, there are two ways you can help. One is you can like or heart this video. And two is you can share this with just one other person that you believe would also find it helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Bill, for joining us. And we will see you in our next video.
Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.